What do they say when you get on a boat?
Dope Nostalgia presents
On the boat! Let's go!
Get ready
Red hot!
for Sail Away Sunday.
Hey, here we go!
One, two, girl, I see ya. Just sipping tequila. On her third shot of tequila. Está loca de la cabeza. 4, 5, 6, I see ya. Round 7 tequila. From every nation. We're sailing away. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, Live it up. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, Live it up, girl, live it
It's time to join me with some special guests as we relive the Sail Away to Half Moon Cay NKOTB Cruise 2022. Welcome, Nikki and Brooke, from my so-called whatever podcast. You guys were on my show. You were on Dope Nostalgia back in the first 50 episodes.
Yeah.
My
That
very
was a
first-
while.
My very first New Kids centric episode.
That's right. No, I remember after, and we've said it before somewhere. But anyway, I just remember how impressed we were with you. We were like, oh my gosh, she is like so good at this. Like you were so well prepared and like,
So professional.
oh my gosh, we loved it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Aw, you guys.
It really honestly like pushed us to like up our game a little bit and be a little more organized. So we
Well,
Right.
thank
We
you.
took
appreciate that, Naomi.
cues from that episode we did with you.
Well, I had a great time. It was fun. And when you say that, I think about like, our block action group. For those of you
Mhm.
guys out there who don't know, there's a bunch of content creators that have come together to create fun Zoom events for the Blockhead Nation called NKOTB Block Action. So those events are put on by us and we take turns doing them. When I look at like some of the events that have happened so far and the creativity that have gone into making them, I'm just like, wow, it really kind of encourages everybody to up their game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like the last one
agree.
we did was Anna and Ness with NKOTB
gosh,
polls.
They knocked it
doing
out of
it.
the park.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
They were so good.
They
So
were.
good. So good. This episode is going to come out after our latest get together online. But yeah, it's been a full year since we've done one.
Wow.
Wait, has it really been a full year?
It's because we had so much to do in 2022.
Yeah,
That's
you're
true.
right.
That's true.
You're right.
Life was
So
kind
many
of like,
goings on.
because when we first started it, it was like still like lockdown time.
Right.
So we had more time to do stuff like online. And now it's kind of cool because we're back living our lives and doing all these cool New Kids events. Like I said, 2022 was full of really good stuff that the guys did for us. Not only the mixtape tour and then the cruise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, how many cruises have you each been on now?
Two.
Two. This will be the second. And I'm so happy because it's the first time I got to meet you guys in person.
Yes.
I know. It was like honestly right when we got on the ship. And
Yeah.
you were one of the like people I was like, we need to find Naomi. Like we need to find
And she
her.
was right there.
Yes.
It was like
We-
literally like the third face I landed on was Naomi.
It was funny
Yeah.
because like we went in the door and there was like, it's nice. They're doing like everyone's sitting around, just relaxing, waiting for their cabins to be ready. But I was kind of like, I feel a little crowded right now. Why don't we just go wait outside the door and then say hi to people we know when they come in? Why not? So that's what we ended
Yeah.
up doing. And then I'm glad we saw you guys like right away.
Yes. I was so happy.
First thing I say is
it set
like,
us up for a good trip.
oh, totally. And like the first thing I see is I see Nikki. I'm like, you're a tall girl too.
Yes. Yes.
And was that when we figured out, or maybe it was just when I realized we shared a wall with you, right?
Yeah.
You were right.
We
You were
did.
like on the opposite side of us.
Yep.
So like when we were sleeping in our beds, well, or trying to sleep in our beds or thinking about sleeping in our beds, our heads were like against the same wall.
Aw.
You know what was funny? We had this thing where we said we would tap on the wall, give it a little knock to
Yeah.
say hi. But what I found out was there's actually a space between the cabins.
Yeah.
So
Really?
our walls didn't actually touch. I guess
Oh.
the cabins we're staying in are almost like pre-made cubicles that are stuck in to the boat. And
I
then
did
in
not
the
know
middle,
this.
there's a gap. So when we would do to see if you guys were there, I don't think you would have ever heard it.
Probably not. So what's in between? Nothing, just like empty space? Or is it like,
That's a mystery.
I need to find this out?
There might be some like inner workings of ship things.
There's a secret
Top
secret.
secret.
Maybe
Yeah,
like electrical stuff and shit. Like
probably. Probably boring shit.
Something
Right.
totally lame.
But
not
let's
like this like
pretend.
hot club for like the crew or anything.
I liked your door too. It was nice because it's very interactive. It could just come and like leave post-it notes all over and you get all your
Oh,
messages.
thanks.
Thanks. Oh my gosh, our door.
Our door last cruise, not this past one, but the one before.
Our first cruise was
We went,
I'm gonna say
I
it.
went overboard.
It was epic. Like I'm gonna say it. Our door was epic. And Nikki put so much time into those paper plates, so much time and like heart into them. And it was awesome. It was a lot of work.
I loved it though. It made me happy. The only thing that didn't make me happy is we had like a shelf like on our door because we were setting it up like they were in our like podcast like
Studio
area. Yeah. So we had like a little shelf and we had stuff on the shelf and then Joe's crotch had a hole in it because we needed the peephole because the peephole was like in the middle. So it was like perfect. When we lined it up, we didn't actually do that on purpose. We were like, oh, the peephole just so aligns with Joe's white pants and his crotch. There we go. We'll cut that open right there.
And of course we didn't have scissors. We had to use like nail
Right.
clippers.
Yeah,
It
we
was
did.
very rude.
It
But
was- yeah.
but
Wow.
anyway,
I still have it.
That's cool. You must have a picture of it somewhere. Yeah.
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to see
Yeah.
a picture.
I'll
I would love
definitely
to.
send it to you.
We'll
Yeah.
share.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So like this was my first cruise. So I didn't really know what to expect, but it was nice to have so many people who, give you some tips and tricks along the way.
Mhm.
Like once we got into the rooms, finally it was getting ready for what group were you guys in? A or B?
E.
You were in B?
Yep.
Okay,
I
we
don't
were in
remember.
A. But you guys had game show first then.
Yes.
We did.
Okay. Sweet. So how did you enjoy game show?
It was great. And was that when Michelle was
Yes.
Michelle, yes, our friend Michelle was part of it. So like that's why I made it so awesome. But we had like a huge pole and like right in the middle of our view.
Oh yeah, we were like some of the worst seats, which totally
was fine.
fine.
It was fine.
Totally fine. Like we were fine with it. And there was a big pole, so you kind of had to like look one way or another depending on
Mhm.
where they were
That's
on the
so
stage.
irritating.
But it was all good. Like we really enjoyed it. It was hilarious, super entertaining.
Mhm.
It was so fun to watch Michelle do her thing up there. And yeah, it was great.
And Joe looked
It-
really good in his polo shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That like salmon color,
Mm-hmm.
chef's kiss.
But I'm
It
just gonna
works well on him.
say,
Wait, right. That's what he wore, right? Or
Yep.
am I imagining
And the
things?
hat,
Okay.
the straw
The
hat.
hat, yes.
yes, that's right.
I don't know if it was a straw hat. It had that color.
It was like a Tommy Bahama hat. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was something, you know what I mean?
Yes,
He looks so
Like-
cruise ready.
Mhm.
he did. And I'm gonna say, like, I feel like this is a very like diplomatic thing to say. All of the guys looked amazing on the cruise.
Mhm.
I really think that the cruise suits them well.
Mhm.
I don't know if they feel relaxed and that might not be the right word really, because it's not like a relaxing cruise really. It
I
can be if you
know.
want it to be.
Yeah.
It can be whatever you want it to be, but they all wear the cruise very well.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean by that. And yes, I agree.
It's something that they've gotten used to, I'm sure, after all this time too, and what their comfort level is. And I thought, well, at Sail Away Party, I was like, Jordan's wearing entirely too many layers here.
Mm.
I'm like, you must
Feel
be
like-
hot, boy.
I feel like he does.
Take it
I feel
off.
like if anyone's going to wear too many layers, it's usually Jordan.
Hmm.
I wonder,
like-
I was just wondering, I'm like, is he comfortable right now? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I was in like a tank top like this, and it was a very warm, beautiful day.
Yes.
It was a very warm, beautiful
I was
day.
pretty hot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Oh
like,
yeah,
with all
we had
those
our fans
people.
going.
Yeah, we had our neck fans and our other fans and all kinds of fans going.
I mean, anything to not
Yeah.
come out of there looking like a swamp monster.
Hmm. I still did. I still came out swamp monster. Yes.
I didn't really get ready for Sail Away Party. I didn't have makeup on. I just wore like a hat. I was like, it's too much
Yeah.
effort. Plus, we get ready for that
Mhm.
night, which is Love Eternal night.
Right.
What kind of outfits did you wear?
So
I had a red lace dress.
it was very pretty, Brooke. I
It
really
was very
liked it.
simple.
Nice.
I went on the hunt for a sequin dress because I'm all about sequins now. So
Yeah.
I found this it was from J. Crew, which is didn't realize J. Crew did like sequins, but got that and I wore that, but it was very heavy. It was a lot heavier than my other sequin dress. So, but it was still
It looked
fun.
great though.
Oh, thank you.
Where
I
were
think
you
I have some good
situated
pictures.
for Lido Deck for that night?
We remained by the pool. Like
Ah.
if you were looking at the stage, if you were coming through and you were looking right at the stage, like where they were, we
Yeah.
were to the right and we were that's
just
where we
behind
went
the
last
stage.
time too. It was like in
Isn't that where you were for
area.
GPS too?
Yes.
Same
Yep.
area.
We were
So this
actually
is-
like,
Every
in
So that's
the
your
pool.
preferred area?
Yes.
What makes it special for you?
I like being in the pool. Like
Same.
last time
I like
we
having my
couldn't
feet in the
be.
pool.
Yes. And this
Right.
time we could, and it was like
Mhm.
cool and like you could feel there weren't like tons of people around you. So that was cool too. The
Mhm.
only thing is that when they started bringing people up on the stage, we couldn't really see much. But the guys would like every once in a while come over and be like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd go over to
So-
like those corner speakers and
Yeah.
sit on them or like stand on them
Right.
or dance on them.
Yeah. hey.
Yeah.
And it was pretty awesome. But yeah, I think for us, like I think Nikki and I both can agree, for us, the key to a good time is staying as cool as we can
Absolutely.
and not being crowded by people.
Right. And
Ah.
being comfortable. Comfort is key.
Comfort is
Like,
key.
Yes.
I
Oh,
would
that's
much
good-
rather
good
not
advice.
have the best view
Right.
necessarily, but be like comfortable and able to like move about and like go to the bathroom or go get a drink
Mhm.
and come back and not have to like fight for a place.
It is a good
Right.
location when you think about where the bar is, think about where the washrooms are. And I think
Yeah.
like you'll get to see a lot of the people coming in and out. So you'd be able to spot your friends. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you know what was funny too? I said I swore when that day when we entered the boat that we had a picture. Someone took a picture with all of us right away. And I have no idea who that person was.
I remember this.
I do
So I'm
remember
not
this.
crazy. There's a
Okay.
picture with us together. And I don't know who
So-
has it.
There was someone else with you, and I did
Yes.
not realize who she was until way after. And she has the amazing Jordan account.
Oh, JK's mental shot?
Yes.
She said
I
it
had-
wasn't her who took the picture.
I feel like it was her. Or was she in the picture?
She was definitely in it. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Because I asked her and she said she was also doing a Instagram live at that time too. And she
Oh,
was.
okay.
I remember her doing that. So
Yeah.
it wasn't her phone. I don't know who has our. If you're out there,
Weird.
Yes. We would like to
You-
see that picture.
we want. Yeah, because we just we'd run into each other throughout the trip, but then we never actually ended up taking another picture together.
Right.
That's just how things happen, right?
Right.
No?
So we need to
Oh,
find that
sure.
picture. We need
Yeah.
to find it.
We're
Hit
putting
us
it
up.
out
Was
into the
Diana?
universe.
Do you think Diana took it? Maybe.
I can ask her, but I thought I'd asked her. We'll see.
Diana Roth, not to be confused with Diana Ross.
Yes. She was my roommate. She was my
I love
roommate.
her.
I
She's
love
a
her too.
sweetheart. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
she is. She really is.
She is just such a lovely person. What a good match. That was
Yes.
Kelly. Kelly put that out into the world to happen.
Kelly
so thank
did a
you, Kelly.
great job.
Yeah.
Kelly is like an angel on earth.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And it's
She
cool
is.
too when we got all on the boat and we started we were all kind of congregating in like the buffet area a lot, but we're
Mhm.
still waiting for our rooms to be ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Just seeing everybody get to meet each other or like reconvene again. It was inspiring. I liked watching everybody like say hi to each other and it was
Oh,
so
and
cool.
that's fun. I do like that. I like people watching anyway. So not in like
Very
a creepy
much.
way, but like
Yeah.
No, but just like taking it all in and the whole like overall vibe. It gives you warm fuzzies.
mhm.
Mhm. It absolutely does. Now, day 2, we get to the beach.
Oh,
Mhm.
the beach.
What an amazing beach. Have you guys been to the Bahamas before?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it from the last cruise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've only ever been to this island on New Kids Cruises.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it the first cruise. I loved it this cruise.
Absolutely.
And that is for one reason and one reason only. Somehow, in some way, after all the villas were sold out, I hopped on to the Carnival website at 2:30 a.m. and magically there was a villa.
Crazy.
Really?
Yes.
For 2 days.
I got both days. And I don't, they were sold out. Like people were not super happy because they didn't do them in the way that they used to do them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like a first come, first serve, like free for all. And I had seen that they were sold out, but I was looking at different excursions and it popped up for both days. So anyway, I booked it and there was a ton of us and we shared them for 2 days.
Mhm.
And it was amazing. It really made a huge difference because there was a bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there was a bathroom.
And I really like that we were there for 2 days. Like,
Same.
you know, I enjoyed it the first time, but I really liked it. Was almost like it was so relaxing to go on the beach. Whereas before when we went to
Nassau,
it was like you were still kind of like, I don't know, moving around and like trying to see things. And whereas this is just like, I'm just gonna relax on the beach, gonna have
'Cause
some
that's all it is.
food. Yeah.
So when you got to the beach, did you watch and participate at all with the beach Olympics, or did you just kind of go straight to the villa and just chill?
I paddled out too and
Yeah.
tried, but those waters were not friendly.
the water was super choppy that day. And
For day 1? Yeah.
day 1,
Yes.
super choppy. So we did kind of swim down from where the villa was down to where the games were. We couldn't really see anything because we just stayed in the water.
Mhm.
We weren't super close, but we had like ducked under like the rope where they had the roped off area.
Mhm.
But the waves were like, it was not leisurely.
No,
It wasn't like you can like lazily
they'd
lay
like
or
smack you in the
lounge.
face, and then like you'd cough
100%.
up water, and yeah.
So I made my way back to the villa pretty early on and I just like chilled there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I watched the intro,
Mhm.
but you couldn't really see much after that because like everybody just kind of crowded around, and so you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
You could see when they were like up on the ship, like
Yeah.
the pirate ship
Right.
thing.
Right. Yeah.
But you couldn't really see anything afterwards. So we were just like, oh, I guess we'll just go back and relax. So
And that's what I love about the cruise. Again, like I said earlier, it can be as, relaxing as you want, or as, action packed as you want. It's really up to you. So those that like crowded around on the beach and watched the games and got really into it, that's amazing.
Mhm.
And those like us that were just like, all right, I'm going to go back and chill. Because again, I think I can speak for me and Nikki. What is key for us is space and staying as cool as possible.
Right.
And
That's
what we
perfect.
did.
It's like a create your own adventure, honestly.
It
really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We had a
like that.
blast though.
That's good. That's good. And that means obviously that for both days you probably made it out to the beach.
I didn't go the second day because
Me
I was
neither.
not feeling great. I don't know if I got too much sun or I don't know what was going on, because the last cruise, I had trouble with my eyesight. I had trouble with, like, even though I had the patch on, I was still feeling nauseous. And this time I was fine, but then, like, I think it was the sun. I think I got too much sun the first day. So I ended up sleeping because I'm like, you know what? I want to enjoy the rest of this. So again, just
Yeah.
like what Brooke said, I made it what I wanted it to be. So
Yep. And
I
that's
decided
what we
to
do.
rest.
That's good.
So
I think a lot of people ended up choosing sleep that day on the third day.
well, I mean, so we had 16 of us in the
Mhm.
villa.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day, all 16 were there.
Mhm.
The second day, there were 8. So that tells you, I
sounds
think
about
that's a good
right.
example of probably what the ratio may have been for those that stayed behind and slept, which is amazing. I did that the first cruise we went on, the Nassau day. I didn't get off the ship. I
Right.
stayed in the room. I got a little rest. I took some time for just to be alone,
Mhm.
which is key for some people. I'm one of those people. But no, that second day I was on that beach.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
it was chill.
I wish I'd woke up. I told myself after 2, I'm like, I made the right choice.
After I was kind of
Need
like,
stamina.
I wish I would have went, but then I'm like, I think I enjoyed it more because I had sleep. So
Yeah,
True. It played out the way it's supposed to play out.
that's right. Sleep is important. Rest
Right.
is very important.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dope Nostalgia listeners, I love you and I thank you so much for being a part of this show and its success over the last 2 years. We have what's called Patreon for those who want to support the show financially. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a subscriber and get bonus content, early podcast release, all kinds of cool behind-the-scenes stuff, and more. There's different tiers of membership starting at only $1 a month. And we even have some special merch for you guys who are in it for the long run. So please, join our Patreon. It's at www.patreon.com/dope nostalgia.
Hi, we're the new kids on the block. We really appreciate all of your phone calls to our private hotline, 1-900-9095-KID. It's great talking to you and sharing our personal thoughts.
You know, we're not too young to fall in love, and if you're one of the special callers, you get to talk to us live.
A portion of the net proceeds will help to support United Cerebral Palsy. So give us a call at 1-900-9095-KID. Under 18, get permission before calling. $2 first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. And remember, we'll be loving you forever.
For Bring Back the Time night, what was your theme? Like, what did you dress as?
We were like Pacman.
Well, you're Pacman. Yeah. Pacman.
Well, we were the
I
ghosts.
keep saying that weird.
What
I keep
do you
saying
say weird?
Pacman weird. I just said it okay that time, but like the other 2 times, I said it really strange.
Pacman.
I was like,
I'm
Pacman.
gonna Pacman. Well, that's
No, we were
costume.
ghosts.
Yeah, we were the ghosts. Yeah.
But like as a group, we
Right.
were Ms. Pac-Man
Right. We had
and
glow in the
ghosts
dark
and
dots
cherries.
on our legs, but I was so hot that they like fell off. on my legs because I was too hot for them to stick. So yeah.
That sounds pretty cool though. I'm impressed. I wish I'd seen you. I must have not seen you that day.
There were a few Pacman groups.
Yes,
There were the
there were
light
some
up
amazing ones. The
ones.
light up
Yeah.
ones
Were
my gosh.
amazing.
Yes.
How do they must live local? How do you fly with that?
The whole time when I saw them, that's all I could think about was like, how did they pack that? Did they assemble it when they got there? Like, how?
I thought that with a lot of costumes, actually. A lot of costumes. Like these people must drive.
Diana's Chewbacca costume. Did you see it?
No,
I think I've seen it maybe in pictures since. I don't think I saw
I
her.
haven't seen it.
It was full on, like it looked like it was like straight up mascot costume, like the big head and everything. It was unreal how
did she do
true
it?
Chewbacca it was. I was just like, I don't know how she had the room for it, but she did it. She
Oh my
totally
God.
did it.
Was she hot?
So hot. Even she had
Oh,
like the neck
gosh.
fan and everything too. Like I can't really
Mhm.
speak for her what her experience was like, but yeah, she was definitely happy. She couldn't leave it on the whole night.
Oh gosh.
There was no way.
No.
Mm-mm.
No way. But they had a really cool theme. Her and her friend group were dressed up doing all of them as Star Wars, and they looked incredible.
That's
was
really
good.
cool.
That was Halloween night. Skipping ahead. But yeah. Yeah, skipping ahead to Halloween. What did you do for Halloween night?
I don't remember.
So
What did we do? What did I do?
well, you
I know
were
what
a
I did.
Sim.
I was a sim. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A Sim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the video game The Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
So-
favorite.
So me and Christian were sims,
Mhm.
and she's amazing.
She is. Yeah.
She
Absolutely.
long story short, I didn't know I was going to be blah blah blah, and then I was like, I'm going to be a sim, Nikki, and Nikki was like, oh my god, that's what Christian's going to be. So I reached out to Christian. She made my costume and brought it with her, like the little plumb bob green thing and
Yes.
everything. She did an amazing job.
And they lit up and everything.
It was really really awesome.
You must have got a lot of
Jordan
compliments.
knew what you were.
Jordan did
Looked
know.
and he was like he knew. So
a
he played
lot
Sim.
of people didn't know.
A lot of people didn't know. They thought you were Minecraft.
Yes, I had multiple people say like, "Is this a Minecraft thing?"
Right.
And I'm like, "No, I'm a sim." And they're like, "A what?"
A what? Yeah.
I'm like, The Sims, like the video game. Oh, that's nice.
And you're like, all right, thanks.
Yeah. But Jordan got it.
Yeah.
He got it because we got a little like thumbs up, thing
Good.
from him.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan.
We did our costumes. We used our costumes from the last cruise. A bunch of us because
Well,
we
from
had
the
paid-
cruise that never was.
The cruise that never was, yeah. We bought like actual basketball uniforms and did rock and jock and like didn't realize like that was a popular, a lot of people did rock and jock.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah. So it was fun.
Very cool. Did you guys have any opportunities to get some selfies or some one-on-one time with the guys?
Nope.
No.
Didn't happen.
Just
Mm-mm.
Donnie, like photo
Right.
day.
Right.
Yeah. In his quest to have a selfie with everybody on the ship.
And
Yeah.
mine is horrendous.
Well,
I'm like, I will show
I
it to
just
you and you'll
wish-
be like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
I wish I was looking at the camera. I really tried hard to look at the camera, but for some reason, I'm just not. But I consciously said leading up to it, like, just make sure you look at the camera. Eye contact with the camera. And I'm like looking over here. But
So
well.
someone told me to consciously like look for the green dot.
hmm
There's a green light. And if you look at that, that's what you look at for a selfie.
hmm
But I've noticed since I've been doing that, I don't look like I'm looking at the camera. I look like I'm looking off. So
I've never even heard the green light thing ever.
mhm.
Now I'm going to be wondering when we do it next time. Next time I do a selfie, I'll see how
Look
that
for
goes.
the green light.
Okay. But are
least
all
you'll be in
phones
the
the
right direction.
same? I don't know. Okay. But what a goal to have. And I can't believe he pulled it off.
I know.
A selfie with
So cool.
everybody.
I know. He did that in 2018 too, although I did not get a selfie with him in 2018.
I did not either.
But he started doing the selfies on the picture day, like the photo group day, after we went through, because we were one of the first groups to go
I didn't
through that
realize
day.
he did that. He did?
He did.
Oh, I didn't
He
realize
did.
that.
But it was a little bit later on, because I remember after people were like, a lot of people got selfies
Mhm.
with him then. But we didn't, because like we were like group 3,
Right.
which
Right.
was, you know what? I loved being in an early photo group
Yeah.
on that day, that cruise. Although it wasn't that bad this time either.
Yeah. Brooke had to drag me to the photo thing the last time.
Yeah.
Like literally, like, Nikki, you're coming. I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay. I'm too tired. I can't do it. And
Who
she's
were you
like,
with?
"You're
Were you with
going."
Joe?
Oh yeah.
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 Joe in his awesome outfit that day.
Yes. His like loungewear.
His loungewear. He looks so
I loved
relaxed
it.
and mismatched. It was
I loved it. I love that he was wearing like the sweatshirt from, what was it, Bring Back the Time night?
Yes.
It was so cool. It was like he took his Nanook clothes and put that on too.
He was just like covered his eyes. This one and this one. That works.
He looked happy.
He did. He did. And
He
you know
did.
what? That's all that matters. Comfort is key.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I remember going in there
100%.
going, okay, mixtape tour, Jordan, all our photos. He's wearing a mask. This year, I'm like, now I'm going to get a picture with him and he won't have a mask on. And we walk in the room and he's got his sunglasses on. And I'm like, Jordan.
Did he have his
It's a-
sunglasses on for our picture?
I don't remember.
I don't
The
remember.
don't even know.
earlier
Have I
groups
seen
he
our picture?
did. And then I heard in the later part of the day he took them off.
I think that he did. I don't think he had them on. I don't remember our picture. I know I didn't love it, but I never like these pictures. Never. I
My
never like
face
them.
looked like it was melting. I felt like my head was melting into my neck, into my body. In my picture, I'm like, did I just get some like Botoxed all over my body? Like I was like, what is wrong with my face?
They are. I don't think that they are. How do I say this? They can. I don't think they're taken from the best angle. I guess it depends on who you are too,
Right.
and how you
right.
feel about pictures in general. For me,
Mhm.
it's a terrible angle. This is a terrible angle. Don't ever take a picture of
Get
me
it up
face
high.
on.
Get it up high there.
Get it up nice and high.
Get up
I want it
high,
nice and
yeah.
high, so
Mm.
I can like put my chin up a little bit, and then you don't see all this.
And you know how it is being a tall girl.
Mhm.
We always
Mm.
get the worst angles because they come up at us.
True.
So when you're coming up at us, that's not a great angle, but it is what it is.
But then I think it's also didn't somebody say something about they have to do it so like wide enough, and it kind of like distorts.
Right. It distorts it a little bit. Yeah. Somebody said that.
Maybe that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So like overall, it's never, for me, it's never
Mhm.
great.
I'm
I didn't
happy for
mind
the
it.
experience. I'm happy for that token.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I just don't generally put that as like my profile picture.
Correct.
Right.
I
Right.
But I'm
would,
glad I have it.
I would if I felt great about it, but I don't. So I just keep it in my files here.
I
in
did
my
keep
iCloud.
the last cruise's photo as my profile picture though, because it was amazing. And
Yeah.
it looked like Brooke and Jordan were like a family
Okay.
with Leilani, our friend, as their
Yes.
child.
I remember this.
It did.
It was like we were like all over the place. And then Joe at the last, because like they told me to like move away. So I just like kind of moved away. And then my friend Christine went with Joe. And I was like, oh, so I'm just gonna stand by myself. Okay. And I was a little sad.
Oh,
And then Joe's like, well, where's my other girl? And Christine's like, she's right here. And I'm like, I'm right here. And he's like, come on, get over here. So
Aw.
I love that picture.
Joey Joe.
I do
That's
love
so
that
sweet.
He
picture.
does it. He does it.
I remember seeing that picture because I think we posted that on our social media for the first time you were on the show because we talked about it. So yeah, totally
We
loved
were a
it.
happy little family.
We were.
Me and Jordan and our daughter, Leilani.
I love that picture. I laugh every time I see it.
It was a good. I had a good photo op experience. I've noticed
Yeah?
now because I always stand with Jordan a lot of the time. Well,
Mm.
3 out of 3 of them that I just, it's just good. You just go over to him and you don't expect like to have a full on conversation with him, and you're gonna have a great time. Just say,
Exactly.
you can say hi to him, you can say whatever, and he'll be thankful and grateful and sweet. But he just doesn't say much, and that's okay. I just want him to
Absolutely.
become. I just want him to be comfortable because I think it feels like it's a bit overwhelming and maybe a bit anxious for him with all the people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just
I
want
think
him
it would
to
be for a
happy.
lot of people.
I
And
think that it's
It'd be
a
for
lot,
me.
though.
It
I
would be
think
for
it's
me.
a lot. Like they're standing there for so long, and just think about they were awesome. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be. I'm gonna tell you that I wouldn't be.
They're gonna be so tired, and like
Mhm.
I think I'm always like their arms must be tired from hugging people and keep raising them over and over, and like Donnie's arm must be sore from all the selfies.
Right.
right.
I'm like, these guys must have unbelievable biceps. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, no, I'm just like, I was really happy with my Jordan interaction. Actually, it was good. Yeah,
I don't even
That's
remember
good.
mine. But again, it was probably just
Mhm.
simple. Hi. How you
Yeah.
doing? Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
would like smile.
And that's another thing with the photo op. It's a photo op. You're supposed to go and have your picture and say a couple things and move on. If you're trying to have
And
a
then
full
goodbye.
on conversation with them, that is
Mhm.
not the right time.
Right.
No.
Tips for people.
I think Joe said something like, "You're gonna have to hold me up," and then I was like, "I got you. I got you."
He did say something like that. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, you're right.
Aw, that's sweet. And John, the Disney prince.
Love
Oh my
him.
God, John. John is just I, he I love John.
I do
He
John
was
made
too.
so
my cruise,
tired.
man. He made my cruise. Just his reactions to things, how excited he'd get about stuff.
Right?
The
Oh, man.
fireworks. So pure.
Oh,
It's amazing.
So pure.
It was amazing.
It was it was darling is what it was. It was really, really just so sweet. I really, really love him.
Mhm.
I do
And-
too.
And that
He
photo
made-
day, he was so tie-tie.
He
Mhm.
made my night, our night, on GPS night,
What'd
Just
he
like
do?
he did the last cruise.
just like he did the last cruise.
You're from Maine.
Mhm.
Maine. I
It's
love
really-
Maine.
Where are you from?
He loves Maine.
Weren't you wearing like was describe it to me. Your
I was a
outfits for
lobsterman,
GPS.
like a fisherman.
Yeah.
And I was a lobster,
and Brooke was my lobster.
Nice.
which is exactly what we did in 2018.
And
Mhm.
It was literally the exact same thing.
it was. Yep.
And it works. And it was comfortable. And
I had to throw away my costume though this time. So
yeah, we're gonna
we're
excuse
gonna
me,
rework.
rework it
Mhm.
for next
Uh-huh.
cruise.
Yeah. So we'll be something different next time.
When you
Maybe
say
we'll be
next
prince
time,
Kind
that's a
of hard
good
though.
that's a good sign because that means there's going to be you're coming on the cruise this year. Is that the plan?
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's my
Hopefully.
plan too. That is my plan.
It's
Eh.
yeah.
It's my daughter's senior year.
Mhm.
So as long as it doesn't conflict with anything for her
Mhm.
stuff, then I will be on that boat. But if it does, then I just won't be able to do it.
We gotcha. At least I'm thinking we have a full year. I like from the last one. I'm thinking it'll be October, I hope. Financially,
yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
We have to
So
figure out what we're gonna do next time.
it's hard because Maine, I mean, what?
We could be
A
pine
pine
cones
tree? Pine tree.
or bears. Black bears.
That's
That
a
would be
main
so
thing.
hot.
Bears.
Yeah.
The Maine black
bears.
bears.
Yep. That's what our university, the University of Maine, that's their mascot. It's the black bear.
Sometimes it's weird because geographically, you guys are as high as Canada and higher in
Mhm.
some places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like out west, it's hard for me to think about what the map looks like out east off the top of my head. And I'm always like, yeah, you guys are actually pretty far up north. That makes sense.
I think we're higher than you a little bit. Just a
You're not
little.
higher than me.
I'm
'cause
not? Okay.
because in Edmonton, we are 6 hours
Edmonton, I'm
north of the
sorry.
border.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we're the furthest country in Canada north with a population over 1 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like we're up there.
Because you
You
get
are
those
up
like
there.
Cold.
small places, we call
Mhm.
them, they're like T1 R36. That's what we have in Maine.
Yes.
Because like
Like
half of
territories. Yeah.
Maine is like just trees. So
Yeah. No, so you're further north than like probably Toronto and places like Vancouver and that, because a lot of our cities are very
Yeah.
close to the American border,
mhm,
which makes sense.
yeah.
But we're not. We're an oddball.
Yeah. We like stick up into Canada.
mhm. Some people think we are part of Canada.
Some people do.
Oh,
Is
Maine's
that
part of the
Maine?
United States? I thought it was part of Canada.
Maine? Maine? Isn't that in Canada? You're from
Aren't you
Canada?
are you by New Brunswick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I love geography.
My whole my whole mom's side of the family is from Prince Edward Island.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So,
I met a hot guy from PEI once on
oh,
vacation.
really?
Yeah. I went all cougar on him.
I'm gonna make it there someday. Someday I'm gonna make it there.
To
If I see
PEI?
him, I'll say hello.
Please do. Take that Confederation Bridge to PEI. But yeah. So you guys have probably been to Canada a few times.
I've only been to Canada once, and
Yeah?
I drove in, and Brooke was with me.
Yep. We were
And
in
we
high
took a
school.
picture of the USA This Way sign, and we were like, "Hey," and then we left.
And then we left and we got stopped at the border and we all
Yep.
had to get out of our friend's
Yep.
mom's van.
Because he was
He
being
was
a
driving.
smart ass.
He was.
They don't mess around. Those border patrol people don't mess
Mhm.
around. Mm-mm.
No. I haven't been to
don't
Canada
joke.
since I was 18.
I said, come on back. I'm really
I
far
would
from
love
you though.
I
to.
I'm
would
Yeah,
really
you
too.
are.
far.
You really are.
Like, I mean, for
We'd have to
mixtape
like
tour.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah, mixtape tour. That's why I was like, well, obviously it's because of the friends in California. I wanted to see them too, but like it's close
Mm-hmm.
compared to you guys,
Yeah.
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah.
We
That's
gotta
why I
make
was
it to
like,
Boston though, sometime.
that is the goal. Eventually I will
It's
come
like
to Boston.
It's like the homeland.
It is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It feels like a blockhead trip that has to be taken at some point.
It
It's
really
a rite
is.
of passage.
It is a rite
That's
of passage.
the right phrase.
Yes.
A rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage. That's
Right.
right.
So overall, with your cruise experience, what would you say to sum up the entire trip for this time around? And do you think there's something you might do differently for the next cruise?
Hmm.
I
Well,
think we did a lot of things right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we went in, again, no expectations. We had zero expectations.
Mhm.
But we went in it relaxed. Whereas last time, like we had no idea what to expect. So I feel like I spent so much time like trying to figure things out that like I feel like I missed out on stuff. But they were
Mhm.
two different cruises. I feel like they were two completely different cruises. And a lot of our friends that were on the first cruise weren't on the second one. So that was kind of a bummer. But
Mhm.
I don't remember what the question was. But anyway, yes. I don't feel like I do anything different other than going the second day to the villa. So and seeing Rat Tail.
Oh yeah, we slept.
If I could do it over, that's what I would do.
Yeah. We did miss that. We have since seen video.
Yes.
But we missed Rat Tail out there doing their thing,
Yes.
being awesome because we slept.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Everyone's got to catch up on sleep. They won't be
Yeah.
back, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
it. That was it was necessary.
That
I really
reminds me,
wouldn't
you
do
guys
much
got a
different.
Donnie shout out too. We both did.
You did too.
Yeah.
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 we both
That was
did.
awesome. That was amazing.
That's how we found out that's how we woke up, to be honest. It's because people were messaging in the WhatsApp,
Yeah.
our like group there. I think it was that one. Or maybe it was like an Instagram message. But anyway, my phone kept buzzing, like bzz, 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 and I'm like, what is going on? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking and I saw a message like Donnie just gave my so-called whatever a shout out. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on? What is happening? So
That was cool.
I
and
think
I think
people
it
back
was
home saw it
JK's mental
because
shot that had the video, right? I could be wrong. I could
well,
be wrong.
Marie Capers.
That's what it was.
Yes.
That's who it was.
She was
Yes,
live
yes.
streaming. So that's why we were getting messages from people who weren't on the cruise to
Mhm.
say, we just saw that. you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it was WhatsApp now that I think about it,
Uh,
but I can't remember.
I was
So.
extremely grateful to her that she had that video.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you,
her-
Marie.
yes. Thank you, Marie. That was really sweet of you. And then there was, Chrissy had a video too, because she was filming the entire rat tail for their channel.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
So it was just nice to have that moment captured. And I just couldn't stop watching it over and over and over. I was like, did this really happen?
I know, because it's like, oh my gosh. Like that's us. My so-called whatever, that's us. What?
Isn't that something?
Dope nostalgia, that's us. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Well, that's you, not
Yeah.
us. But
But it is. It feels like it's all of us. It's such a nice feeling that all the hard work you put into what we do. Of course, we do it for our own joy, but that it's seen and it's recognized and that it's appreciated by
Absolutely.
them. It means a lot. And I'm thinking there, I'm like, I wonder if John's like, oh, what is it? What is he talking about? I'd love to tell you sometime, John. Anyway, what are there any highlights that you guys have that we didn't go over that we may have missed? Highlights from the cruise?
Gosh, I don't think so. I didn't have any like standout moment or highlight that I can really recall, but
The
it
poop
was
pool?
a different.
Poop pool.
Oh, that was definitely not that was a low
It's not
light.
a highlight. It's like a low light, but
But when the
that-
pool filled
poop
with
pool. I heard
shit,
about poop pool.
we were in the pool. Our
we
feet were in the
pool when it
water,
happened.
and then I remember seeing the plumes of brown come out
Oh.
and jumping out, and like we were telling people that were swimming in it. There
Remember
is
that
poop
lady
in
that
the
was like
pool.
splashing herself with water. I'm like, what are you doing? That's
Yes.
literal shit.
Yes, like get out of the pool. That's poop. See where it's brown. That's poop.
hmm
Eventually, they got out, but that was disgusting.
It was so gross.
I
So,
wouldn't be
like,
able to
on
ever
that
get back in.
note,
Not a highlight, definitely a low light.
no,
But
definitely
we were
a
there
low
for
light.
it.
We were there for it.
A
Yeah.
good note to wrap things up on the poop pool.
Yes. For
Brooke
sure.
and Nikki, I love you guys, and it's always so good to. It's hard for us to make the time to get together and chat, but I'm so glad we do. It was
I'm so
amazing.
glad.
Same.
We love
Me
you.
too.
I love you too.
We love you too. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much. Yes.
It's always fun.
And thank you, listeners, for listening to our stories about our journey and the cruise and how much fun we all had. Thank you to everybody who was a part of the show and shared their stories. And to close this whole series off, here's some words from Donnie and Danny.
Gather my thoughts. Do you remember when COVID first came around? It's okay, don't worry about that. Just remember when we suddenly couldn't be around anybody. And we had a cruise coming up. We canceled it. We couldn't be together. We were like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Me and Lars wrote a song called House Party. And we literally, I told us, if we don't finish this shit within a week, we can't put it out because we're gonna go back to the way things were. But then we didn't. We didn't. And so much time passed. And I swear, just indulge me for 1 second. I said, when we can all go out and be together again, it's gonna be like never before. It's gonna be more beautiful than ever before. In a lot of instances, it wasn't. I see football games and people beating the shit out of each other in the audience. I see baseball games, this team's fan punching out this team's fan. Do you see this shit? I see it everywhere. You go on Instagram, it's like fight at the baseball game, fight at the football game, fight here. People swearing at a basketball player's mom and crazy shit. Things I never thought would happen after we couldn't go outside. People are disrespecting each other left and right. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I thought we would all be so happy to be together again. And they're not. So many people are just mad and fighting each other. And I went on tour with my brothers and sisters this spring and all through the summer. And I saw what I thought I would see the entire time we were locked down. I saw love and happiness and joy and gratitude and celebrations. This cruise, oh my God. I don't care what anyone else is doing out there. We talked about this last night. Those who don't know what this is about, they're missing the fuck out. This is what I dreamed life would be when we came back. When we got through this crazy COVID times, I thought everybody would live this way. This is what I dreamed of when we did the virtual cruise. I dreamed it like this, but I didn't think it would be really like this. You guys, you're outlasting me. No, you don't understand. Nobody outlasts me. This deck, did you ever see the speech from the last cruise about titanium? Okay, when I said that, there was half this many people. And in my mind, I would lay in bed at night when we were locked down. I'd be in quarantine like, whenever we do that cruise again, nobody's going to bed when we play titanium. Last time, half the boat was asleep. This time, the whole boat is awake. This is the love and respect that we should all have for each other. You guys are the greatest example of love that I've ever seen. Flags from every nation, every denomination, every religion, every faith, you name it, we're all here together loving each other and celebrating with gratitude. It's absolutely amazing. If I'm talking too much, tell me to shut up. Thank you, I'll keep going. Seriously, I don't even have the words to say what I really want to express right now. I'm just in complete and utter amazement at all of you. I write things on social media, I write inspirational things, I write things. You guys you're it. I think I'm writing it for you. You guys are living proof of it. What I write is irrelevant. You are the living embodiment of it right now. I'm watching you be everything that I aspire to be in my own life. I'm so impressed by you. I'm so amazed by you, blockheads. Thank you. Thank you for showing us and showing the world. Whoever's watching on Instagram Live right now, pay close attention. This is what pure love looks like right now. All of these people on this boat. What a gift this has been to spend the 4 days with you. Our manager's up there, he said, maybe next October we can do another one. I know. But you know me, I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I know we gotta recharge the credit cards and shit, I know, but fuck it. I mean, seriously, I would do this once a month if you wanted to. The tour ended, I went back to Blue Bloods, and every day I lived in the moment, but hoping that this moment would come, that we could do this together. This isn't work for me, this isn't a job for me, this is the dream that I've been waiting for the last 4 years, to be with you guys, to celebrate and do this one more time like never before. This has been the best cruise ever, the most incredible cruise ever. You guys have brought it like never before, and I'm just, am I wrong? Am I crazy?
You're 100% right. I mean, I can't really say anything else. I just know today, taking all the pictures with all of you, it was a long day, but for me, just seeing all your smiles and all the love and all that energy that you give to us makes me smile, and I'm so happy just to be here with you celebrating. But there was one girl that came in the line and she said, I can't really describe what this has been like. And she said, this is my first time going on the cruise. And she said, it's been magical. And for me, that was, I walked away from that whole meet and greet thinking, this is magical. It's been so beautiful, and we got so much love for all you guys, but it's because of how much you love us, and it's the best gift we could ever be given. So thank you all for being here, and I'm ready to do it again in May. For sure. I do know there is an offer for us to do it again. But we didn't say May or October, so we'll stick with October, maybe.
What's wrong with May, June, July, August, September, October? Seriously, no. I know we have lives, we have responsibilities, all of us do. Just thank you guys. Thank you for, no, let me tell you something. You love you. You love yourselves, and it's so inspirational. Do you understand what I'm saying? You love yourself so much that you're allowing yourselves to do what you want to do without any concern of judgment or fear. This is what you want. I'm the same way. I don't give a fuck what anyone says tomorrow. I go back to Blue Bloods on Tuesday morning, and if they're like, what the fuck were you doing up there? You're supposed to be a detective. No, you don't understand. You're missing out. If you don't know what this is about, you're missing the fuck out. Sorry. This is some love that I can't even explain, but it's self-love. For every one of you who doesn't believe in yourself, it's just this confused thought. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You love yourself enough to do what you want, to live your life the way you want. You came here and let everything go. You took the oath and you committed to it. You left all the bullshit behind. That's not a fantasy. That's not escaping reality. That's loving yourself. It's being free to be who you are without any concern for anything else. Of course, you go back and do what you gotta do tomorrow. You go back to your jobs, your kids, your husband, your wives, whatever it is. We're all going back. But you loved yourself enough to take this time to give yourself what you deserve. A celebration of the beautiful human being that you are. Thank you for letting us be a part of that. Thank you so much. Now, you slipped titanium in on me when I wasn't ready for it. And I cried. I don't know if I could cry anymore. I cried a lot. The Brazilian girls were like, ciao, Montani, ciao. You don't have to play it again, but I'd like you to. Can you play it one more time and give us some happy music to celebrate? Blockheads! We love you so much. Thank